Most businesses don't analyze data using a normal calendar year. They use a fiscal year. But Power BI's default date hierarchy only follows the calendar year. So you need to build fiscal logic yourself. In this lesson, you'll learn how to create a fiscal period columns using DAX. Adjust month so July becomes period 1 and fix the column problems where months sort alphabetically instead of chronologically. You'll also see how to use a numeric sort column to correctly order fiscal months and build a proper fiscal hierarchies for reporting. Let's dive in. Let's create a fiscal year, but in Power BI it follows a calendar year. So how do I create a fiscal year column? Okay, let's do that part quickly and then we will call it a day, and then tomorrow morning we join again. Okay, so let's create a column. There is a very interesting formula called month. This month, all it does is it gives you a number of a month. I take date as an input and I close it. It just gives you number of a month. So I just call it month number. Let me actually open a file which will allow me to explain how we do this fiscal year. See this? Can you see my screen? See here, that's our definition of fiscal year. That if my month number is less than equals to 6, then financial year equals to fiscal year, correct? If month number is less than equals to 6, then financial year equals to calendar year. Otherwise, calendar year plus 1 becomes the fiscal year. If I go back, let's right click and create a new column for a fiscal year. If month number is less than equals to 6, which means less than equals to June, then it is, I can just put year and date. I think one more thing that you can do is something like this. You can also put calendar date dot year. Let me check. Yes, you can also do something. You can also put this dot and year. It also extracts only the year component from it. Let's actually do this. This is also a better way of doing it. So if calendar month is less than equals to 6, then calendar date, then dot year. Okay. Otherwise, calendar date dot year plus 1. So now you can start to see that from 1st of July, it becomes 2017. I add this plus 1 in it. This dot year part extracts. Normally people are really tired by this time, so if it's not making sense, it's the time, not you, and feel free to ask any question if you have. If I want to concatenate FY, I can also do something like this. FY concatenate and FY, so it becomes financial year 2016 and financial year 2017. Okay, and you will start to see the difference from June onwards, right?
I've got a question.
You
Why
got the
were
answer.
we? Yeah, the question was why did we not do this in Power Query? But
Oh yeah, you can actually. It's a good question. You get in Power Query, you might not be able to just write the script by yourself because you will not understand the language. But you can find the script from the internet and you can start to reuse it. Very much possible.
okay.
But because DAX inherently makes sense to you as an Excel user, right? A lot of formula that I'm writing using if, it's a lot more intuitive for you to know what's happening. In Power Query, it might not be that intuitive.
I'm getting a syntax error. I don't know what I feel like I've copied it, but
Share your screen. Oh, you have this concatenation missing. Let's actually see when you have a problem, how do you go about troubleshooting it? First thing that I will notice is where does this squiggly red line appear? See this place? Like my problem starts from somewhere here. See this comma
yeah.
is not required. When
Okay.
month is less than equals to 6, then give me financial year concatenated with the year that gets extracted out of the date. Otherwise, financial year See this red other line? Some problem is somewhere here. And okay, so I will start with the first red squiggly line and I will see like what is going on over there. Especially in long complex formula, it's important to understand like where the problem starts.
Now, in some people like financial year, they like it represented, say, like FY22/23. Is
Yeah,
that possible?
of course it is. Of course it is. So see, who was it? Nick? Was it
Yeah.
you? Okay, see this. Now here, I might just make it a little bit more complex and I will share the formula with you. And this is exactly like based on your requirement, you will have to change the data modeling in the data set to represent the requirement. So this is you can actually divide a formula in multiple lines by shift enter, just like Excel. I can move it into the second, third line, makes it easier to read.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it does not make a difference. This gives you financial year 2016, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want a dash, then you can also concatenate. You can do like a dash, correct? And then what
Yeah.
do you want? I can put concatenate again.
The year, the following.
Now this will be 2015-2016, right? This will be 2015-2016.
Yeah.
Um, so if it does match, it will actually come before this, right? Here, it will actually be -1 and it will actually go before it, right? So I will actually put this somewhere here. But I hope you kind of get the idea of where I'm coming from. So you can concatenate different strings together. 2015.
Cool.
If you just want only 15 and only 16, I would combine this with a function called format. You know how you can extract just the year component from it? So you can create a
Yeah.
formula to
So
to
just be
display the
YY.
date
Yeah.
in a way that you would want. Maybe instead of this one, right? You know what you can do? You can do format, you can enter the date, and then you can do YY, right? See this? Now you have 16.
Yep.
So you can create some combination. But anyways,
Yeah.
just a little diversion. You don't have to do it, but it is possible by combining multiple functions together. So here I can just show you like a simple one, which is calendar date dot year, and here you go, -1, and then I can use the same logic to kind of okay. I will move it to the same line, and I will move it to the same line. Let me share one little thing which does confuse quite a lot of people, which is fiscal period, right? What is a fiscal period? They call this month, like fiscal month, as fiscal period, right? Now it is the same month of January, but it actually starts from June. So how do you sort it becomes a problem. You know, you want that to start from June. You want that to start from actually July, right? So we want a way to deal with this situation, and probably Let's actually do it now. And then we come back so we have our data model and calendar table ready. So how do we deal with it? Again, the same way. I right click, I create a new column. I say if my month number is less than equals to 6, which means less than equals to June, then inside the month number, add 6. Simple. So 1 becomes 7, 2 becomes 8, 3 becomes 9. Otherwise, month number minus 6, fiscal period. So before June, just add plus 6 inside the month number, and that becomes a fiscal period number. Otherwise, just subtract the 6. And if you see it inside this data set, it will make a lot more sense. If I just hide quarter, let's actually focus here. See this, have a look on this data set. This is your point of less than equals to 6. And as soon as I add plus 6 inside my month number, which is this one, right? As soon as I add plus 6, it becomes 7, 9, 8, so on and so forth. And after this line, I just need to subtract 6, right? So 7 for July becomes 1. 8 for August becomes 2. Does it make sense? Let's create one more column. Right click, new column, and I will do a format, date, comma, MMM. This just gives me name of a month, or I can call it fiscal period. What is really the benefit of this column? What do you think?
To say that it's July, 7 equals to July.
Correct. But the real reason is, see the 7, I can sort this fiscal period column is actually a text column. This is a very important point, and this is the point where people do get confused a lot. So just let me go through the explanation, and then you can follow my steps. So you can just be hands off, understand um, why we are doing a certain thing, and then I'm going to give you some time to apply the steps. Like this column is just a text column. When it's a text column, it gets sorted as a text. And you can actually see it when I click here, and when I sort it, it does not follow a January or a July sorting. It just follows an alphabetical sorting. Do you see this? It becomes a much bigger problem in the reporting. When I go inside the report, see this. When I create a pivot table, for example, I put my fiscal financial year and I put my fiscal period. See, it starts from April. See, it starts from April and then goes all the way to December. For me to make it start from July, I need a numeric column at the back of it. And that's what the purpose of a fiscal period number is. I can sort a text column based on a numeric column. I can sort a text column, which is my fiscal period, based on a numeric column, which is my fiscal period number. It is a great data modeling technique to help you sort things properly where there is a text. So Usman, I think you work with statuses, right? You have your uh, initial, and then you have on hold, and then you have completion or pending. You have some kind of statuses. You don't want to sort these statuses based on text. You have some kind of a sequence associated with it. So you don't want to just randomly sort it. There is a sequence to the text. And whenever there is some sequence to the text, that's where you can use a numeric column at the back to sort a text column. So see this. As soon as I go here, I click on this fiscal period, which is a text column. I go to sort by, right? I'm sorting this text column based on a numeric column. So July becomes 1, August becomes 2, September becomes 3. As soon as I do it, I go and look at the report. It just gets fixed. See this? That is the intention of a numeric column, especially in the date table. It's a very common problem that you will need to solve. You will need to sort your fiscal period based on a numeric column. because January is still January, February is still February. It just needs to be sorted in the right order. And that's what this fiscal period column allows you to do. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So if you have a question around what we did with this fiscal year and fiscal period and fiscal period number, please let me know. Okay. So now we have two hierarchies. In my data model, I already have a calendar year hierarchy, which comes automatically, which is great, right? I can just use this hierarchy, which gives me a calendar year hierarchy, which goes from year to quarter to month. And then I also have a fiscal year, and I also have a fiscal period hierarchy if I want to go from fiscal year to fiscal month. If I want to slice and dice my data based on calendar year, I can because it's automatically coming. Power BI is giving it to me. But if I want to do it based on a fiscal year, I can still do it because I have created that hierarchy within Power BI. And by the way, again, just to reiterate the point, because it will take you some effort and some time to really create a calendar table to answer your questions, it would be worthwhile to just check from the people who have been working on Power BI report for more than you. They have been on Power BI for more than a year. They will already have figured this out. So you can just import the table rather than creating it from scratch. So that's one advice that I would like to give you.
Can you export this table that we've created?
Yes, 100%. Just by doing a right click, you can click on copy table. Copy table. This has been copied in the Excel, in the clipboard, and then go to Excel and just paste.
Okay. Thanks.
So that's your date table. Please save your file, and yeah, so we will continue with data modeling tomorrow. I'm going to stop here.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks, all.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
Ali.
you. Take care, guys. Anyone who is here, please unmute and share your screen and let me help you out. Save your file, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I was just looking at something. I do have a question quickly though. I just, if we wanted to create fiscal quarters, how would you?
Yeah.
Could you do that?
Yeah, you can by actually using the same criteria. Right click, new column, and would you? Yeah, okay. Let me actually do it now. If your month number is less than equals to 6, correct? Then your calendar date dot quarter number
Okay, yeah.
plus 2. Otherwise, calendar date dot quarter number minus 2.
Okay.
See this. If you look here, it will make more sense.
Okay, yeah. It's the same as the number. We're just plus. It's exactly the same, but we're just plussing
Correct.
2 instead of 6. Yeah.
That is correct. See this 1. If I add plus 2, it becomes 3, right? And then I start to minus 2. Make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Cool. Thanks.
No
Could you chuck that in the chat?
I will. Yeah. So that's your financial quarter.
Yeah.
If you want like FQTY, then you can just FQTR or something. You can concatenate.
Cool. Thank you. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
You too. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.